Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Wonder Woman number 4. This is a new book from DC Comics. Before I get into the creative team for the main story, let me talk a little bit about the world's finest backup story, written by Tom King with art by Belen Ortega, colors by Alejandro Sanchez, letters by Clayton Cowles. In this story, we have Trinity spending the night at the Fortress of Solitude with her babysitters, with their babysitter, the Super Sons. Um, they pulled in. Tom King pulled in some of my favorite mythology about the Fortress of Solitude and just brought it into this book to choose for Listy to have to deal with it. And it's amazing. It's really cool stuff. All that with, of course, Belen Ortega, who's one of my favorite artists. And it's been such a really cool thing to see her kind of go from all these books that I really love, and now seeing her work in Wonder Woman is amazing. She really captures, I think, how innocent young heroes can be, specifically when John and Damien have to be the babysitters. I think that's a really fun concept. So Tom King and Ortega just doing a really fun job with that. So now let's move on to the main story. That one is also written by Tom King with art by Daniel Sampere, Tomeu Morey on colors, letters by Clayton Cowles. The first thing I'll say about this is I am glad DC has given, it appears, has given Daniel Sampere enough runway to do all the art himself. We are 4 issues in, and it is at this point in a monthly comic book where you sometimes start seeing fill-in artists or a few pages, but by additional creators, stuff like that. Obviously, the backup story doesn't count. That's a completely different thing. That's really just to make the book larger, which gives you more story, and also DC can charge more for the book. But yeah, it's really cool. I mean, kudos to Sampere and the team, like just working on consistently in all these issues. So in this issue, will Diana lose hope in a world turned against her? With the world losing trust in the Amazons, Wonder Woman takes a moment to grant the wish of a dying boy and gives him the perfect day. Meanwhile, the Sovereign constricts his grip on the government. Will Wonder Woman be able to hold out hope as the world around her turns even darker? Yeah, this is a very emotional issue. I think Wonder Woman taking the time out of everything that's going on in the world to go see this boy whose last wish may be to meet Wonder Woman, spend the day with her, just doing like really cool things in Themyscira. So there's a lot happening, right? There's a lot of implications about like how does she even take the time to do this because the boy is on American soil, and obviously Amazons are persona non grata at this time. Um, Tom King very smartly does this with gives us a lot of context, and I'll pull up the preview art now because the team does a really good job here giving us that context via these news announcements. Right, these news announcements are not a new thing; like we've seen them from the Dark Knight Returns. I believe Watchmen also had a lot of these, especially with the 9-panel grid. It's a very efficient way to give you a lot of exposition and also just kind of build out the world in a single page. You get so much, right? There's so much information happening here, but also just from the conversation that Wonder Woman has with the parents in the next page, you can feel the tension, even if you didn't have this opening page. So very cool stuff. And of course, we get to the gist of the story where we have maybe Wonder Woman's number one fan meeting Wonder Woman, and she has to spend the day with him. Well, she doesn't have to. She chooses to spend the day with him and grant his wish. So it's a very emotional story, but also there's still a lot of consequences. On the flip side, we have the Sovereign just continue to manipulate the government. Um, the Sovereign is a very interesting villain because they're not attacking Wonder Woman head on. They're kind of turning the whole world against her, um, which is the way you would attack a god, right? So very interesting stuff. Yeah, I really, really like that. Tom King's doing a bang up job with this book, and he has such a formidable team helping him out tell these amazing stories. So If you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.